We should be good. I'm gonna... I'm gonna... Okay, let me just go to my content. Live. There we go. This is... Okay. Get shareable link. Link copied to clipboard.
Mumsy, it sounds to me like you need to do what I do with my cat. It sounds like you need to do what I do with my cat. Yeet yeet kitty delete.
Please do not delete the cat.
So you need to control your cat's food input by not giving it as much food as it demands.
Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. We're clicking along. We're clicking along.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the
Okay.
wrong button.
Fussing about with buttons again. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. So, do I want to continue my game or do I want to start a new one?
We can always continue.
Yeah,
We're
let's,
playing Jurassic World Evolution.
Yep.
This is why I'm co-hosting Dinosaurs.
Yep. Continue the most recent
I am a
campaign
professional
mode
in
save.
dinosaurs. All right. So far. Hi, Simon.
Contested airspace in Oregon. I'm not sure why you call there's pterosaurs flying around contested airspace.
Well, Susan, here's the thing. A bird is not a problem for an airplane. You scale the bird up to where it can feasibly pick a human up, and that quickly becomes a problem.
Okay. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna go into my
Yeah.
settings and audio.
Yeah. Yeah. If you recall the picture of me and Bean
Next.
beside the life-size model of the Quetzalcoatlus, you will understand why that is contested airspace.
Okay. Operations. Enclosures.
Yes, simple physics, the damn bird can impale you with its face.
Let's.
So yes, Simon, you are correct. It is, yes.
Okay, but
It is,
apparently I
yes.
needed to research the aviary dome and the aviary
Oh, of
hatchery
course.
before I
Yeah,
did
I think
anything
I
else
beat
with
this.
it.
Yeah, I think I beat this mission, so it's not terribly difficult.
Yeah, it's just a matter of bird.
Yeah,
That's
it's just teaching you how to deal with the birds.
Expedition Center. Let's no path? Well, we can fix that.
Always need more paths.
Where is the arrival point on
For
this?
instance, uh, not sure.
If it's on completely the other side, I am going to be slightly miffed.
like completely the other side of your thing, I would suggest just connecting it to the rest of your paths.
Oh, it's... There we go. Problem solved. Research center complete. Aviary dome. Let's park that thing right about here. Age of Empires flashbacks. And when the bird is the size of an aircraft, yes. Yes, it becomes contested airspace. Now, what side is... Now I need to stick a... Yes, darling? Uh-huh. I can only imagine, darling. Oh, yeah, I scheduled them to upload at certain times of the day to just make things easier on myself so I wouldn't have to think about it. No teams assigned.
We could send out expeditions for remote capture.
Yeah, you need to assign teams to the aviary in order for things to work, because it's not like one of those deals where you can drive the vehicle in yourself.
Okay.
Also, you can connect a bunch of. Also, you can like connect a bunch of aviaries together to make them one big super aviary, which is fancy.
Good to know. 5 Pteranodon.
Yeah, they are coming. Oh, another thought as to
Let's
why
just send...
pterosaurs would be contested airspace.
They are a...
Say
We have
you,
captured flyers ready to deliver.
They are
yeah,
a group
you know
critter.
yeah,
We'll then release them
yeah.
to the
Oh, it's not
ground.
just that. You know how like you ever see videos of like people skydiving and like a bird lands on them?
Environment and under our supervision and care.
You
Yeah.
imagine that with like pterosaurs and helicopters.
That's bad. That's very
Yeah, that would
bad.
probably be a bad thing.
Where is... Did I
Yeah,
forget to put a
yeah.
ring on a... So on a
Hold on,
side
dog is
note,
making noises at me again, and I'm going to beat it with my D100.
do not.
The D100 is already in the sock.
Do not.
Outside. Good idiot.
Transmission incoming. Cool. Great, you caught him. Give me a minute.
Why can't the idiot be more like you, Jasmine? So, by the way, what quick question?
Shoot.
What level are they at in the D&D campaign right now?
Level 5 now?
Oh, what a coinkydink. My new D&D character that I had built for general for
Use.
general one shots at home is starting off at level 5.
There we go. Now I can, There we go.
Yeah, I might see about getting myself where I can join in with you guys on that D&D game.
Requires shallow water.
Yep, a lot of the pterosaurs are fish eaters, so
How
water is.
how big is this enclosure gonna need to be just so I can put down a feeder for you?
Big-ish sized.
Please finish quickly. I don't want these animals to be unhappy as soon as they get here.
I mean, that's kind of how it's gonna be, and then you have to play catch up, fixing the enclosure for them. I swear to God, if that dog is at my door whining again. Yep. Alright, no D20 in the sock. Keychain it is.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Goofy. Come on, bud. You're not invited.
Okay,
Ed.
fine. Put.
Commencing asset transit. Asset has
Now, if I recall correctly, the pterosaurs also like rocks.
Yes, but I still need to put in enough water that I can put in the feeder for these stupid things.
Yep.
There. Now, you want rocks?
Yeah, they're gonna want a couple rocks. Good thing you can put rocks in the water, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I could see Ariana going to the MGE version of Hawaii.
Yeah.
But you know what else would
wherever
have
and whatever that is. Yes, thing. I am aware
I mean-
you want your friends. Your friends are coming. It's also sweet Jesus, you're ugly.
Yeah, generally most pterosaurs are kinda ugly as sin.
Plain. let's be polite
Yeah.
and say plain. If it's possible to make a waterfall, I haven't figured out how yet.
asset transported.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I would definitely, I would definitely look
Okay.
into it.
It needs more space. Sweet Jesus, how much more space do you want, you stupid pseudo bird?
Well, they do like to fly long distances.
There. If that is not enough space for you, I don't know what to tell you. You stupid prehistoric answer to a chicken. No, wait, you can
Hey,
actually
now.
fly.
That's the compies.
Seagulls.
That's the compies. Those are the chicken. There we go.
These are seagulls.
And then, I forget, is Quetzalcoatlus in this game?
I haven't
Oh,
seen
it damn
one
well better
yet.
be. Yeah, it damn well better be.
There we go.
I mean, like,
now it's happy. That was quick. Please
yeah,
deposit
so now it can
the
do its flap flaps in peace.
Please deposit the last murder seagull.
Yep.
Oh, goody! There's
To
one
be fair,
more.
I don't think they would actually prey upon humans.
If it's big enough, it might try it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is it's really not that big. You got to take into account that thing is like a living paper airplane.
Yeah, most flying
So,
things have hollow bones. They're actually fragile as hell.
Yeah, and that's not even touching on how easily torn those wings are. So trying to hunt something as large as a human would be a big risk for them. That would be a desperation move. I can see them getting pretty hostile if we like got up in their nests, but otherwise they're just gonna leave us alone. The Quetzalcoatlus, however, is big enough that it could just impale us like a stork through a fish. So,
It's good to hear from you again.
and there's really not a whole lot we can do about it. Oh, there's that.
I'm to understand correctly.
You know all the water you placed?
Yes, we do.
It's in the way.
And sometimes more than we should. Interesting times, and I mean times as the dinosaurs are living in.
That's hilarious.
Should they be here? No.
There,
Are
that's
they?
got
Yeah.
Yes. Ergo,
and
they should. And the hidden hand
and
of chaos is revealed.
let's put in
What
a
else remains hidden that's
s-
concerning me at the moment, Doctor?
Jellybean.
Oh yes, indeed.
let's
I
put
don't look things
That's why
up
I brought
when I'm
someone
doing
with me
other
to help shed
things
some light
because I'm
in this
lazy.
regard, Mr.
That's what you're here for.
and
Yeah,
that should
specialist
cover
of,
that
of
blind
the
spot up
spectacular.
there.
You should be hearing from
Environment,
him
water.
These dinosaurs
Also
are
your mama.
leaders if
Let's
they're
add
to
a
stay
little more
healthy.
water up here.
Stay on top of it.
Take away some down here.
I mean, do they need water?
Well, they're gonna need it to get to their fish
Hey,
food.
I'm Isaac Fleming. Dr.
Mm,
Malcolm should have
yeah.
mentioned me earlier. We have some specific requirements, including a ranger team to gather information.
You know, it'd be interesting if the
animals within the aviary.
to
A viewing
figure.
area
Well, no, they
also
probably
on
need
the
salt water.
list.
Well,
So,
probably not need
now
salt
it's all
water,
yours.
but
It would be
feeding them would be weird.
what would?
Oh, just feeding pterosaurs that are fish eaters. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the logistics of it. I don't think you actually need to connect it to the others.
It needs a pathway to get to, so
Oh yeah, you need the path, but I mean you don't need to connect the generators.
I prefer to not have
Like, as long as-
overlap.
Oh, to have redundancy in the overlapping with the generators.
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense. Good stuff. Why am I getting an alert for a 90-day thing on a computer that is years old? That's dumb.
What are you doing, hun? Okay. Have fun in there.
Oh, I thought he was gonna show up and like sit and watch in the
Uh-oh,
with the,
husband.
everybody else in the stream.
Husband is
You think it makes
currently
me nervous.
scouting out the closet.
No, seriously.
Ah.
Why the flyers?
Okay, I'm not following you.
Hey,
Dr. Malcolm
MRG.
was contacting
What?
Dr. Dua from who knows where.
your avatar has jiggle physics.
Become an issue.
I was made aware of this during the
Because
testing phase
they
just to make sure it
introduced a
wasn't
unique
completely
danger?
borked.
And peace.
Yeah.
Let's not
Well,
get ahead of ourselves.
Do I
Owen.
dare
I
ask
know
what
that
you're doing
everyone
in
here
there?
The satisfaction levels for the flyers is good. That's verifiable data. we
Assuming he
can
doesn't
use.
yank down that door thing
Forget the
again.
Conspiracy angle.
Hello? We're chasing prehistoric animals, Claire.
Or something. I don't know how he got it down. That's why I want to put a hinge and a hook eye latch on that thing. Keep it locked. Okay. I've seen him do it. That's why there's a tool chest in front of the door, too. He can get one, but he can't really get the other. Oh, sometimes it'll activate, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on how I move around.
Well, we all know what everybody's attention is going to be on now.
Check.
You're welcome for that. Now, no one will ever notice if you make a mistake in the game.
It's sort of my
Check the
thing.
expedition
The
map
facility is functioning as anticipated.
We have enough assets in the pipeline that we
for
should be able to move forward soon.
available
Right now we're putting out brush fires. But
incident
this is an
reports.
inferno that could engulf the world.
Your concern
That's
is noted.
For
Dimorphos.
now,
That's
I
Tropic
suggest we focus on
Nathus.
this
Oh,
location.
we can add
It's
more
about high
pteranodons
welfare
to
and
the,
visibility for the animals. And safety for the DFW staff, of course.
In the current enclosure?
Learning to
Yeah.
coexist with the
Oh, they can all
dinosaurs.
share an enclosure, by the
We're
way.
getting there.
So,
And if we
don't worry too much about building a separate aviary for each one.
Born of our
You can all
burials,
put them all in the same one.
versus the
They will be
dinosaurs,
fine.
and
Maybe make it a little bit
deserves to win.
bigger, but you're not going to have issues with, like, uh, differences in what they want for territory, at least for those three species.
Well, there's a Dimorphodon in play. Can those fly?
Yeah, I know.
Can
Yes.
those fly? Okay.
All the critters that you're assigned to get in this level are flyers.
Yay. Oh, the static physics? I don't know. Okay, so probably gonna have to make the aviary. We've got a response facility, but I should probably also have a vet on standby.
Yeah, vets are handy.
Let's keep the vet right
I
by the
don't
animals.
think you're-
Find success, we must look
I
to
don't
the
think there's
sky.
anything
That means more
like,
flyers and more
uh,
species of flyers in the aviaries.
ran for this level scripted. I don't think there's anything scripted to occur in this particular mission, but you never know. Bird things may occur.
Birds may burb.
Yes.
Okay, how many of them did you catch? Oh, you caught 3 out of the 4. Well, 75 ain't bad.
75% is a decent enough number.
It's a
You already
passing-
got, what, 5 of them in there?
Yep, it's a passing grade.
Yep. And one individual of a species in an area is not going to be a huge problem.
Pteranodon.
Then again, the territorial range for a pteranodon would probably be pretty massive. I mean, it would be territorial because I don't know.
Of course, with how I built the paths, getting this to actually work is gonna be a pain in the ass.
Oh, of course. You know, you only needed one of those viewing platforms, right?
Yes, but there were gaps.
The animals can have some privacy. You don't have to be staring at them 24/7.
Okay, fair enough. Might,
Delivery complete.
let's remove the...
I don't mean territorial as in that they would get into conflict with each other. I mean as in, like, the range that they would travel in and live in.
Asset delivery confirmed.
What is preventing it from... You know what? Screw it. I'm probably gonna need it, considering...
Considering you got 2 more species to add to that big bird box, yes. Looney, these are pteranodons, not cam girls. They don't need cameras on them at all times. In their most private moments. Right? That's not how they work.
Oh, I can move it. Why can't I move it? Oh, do I need a path to it to be able to move it?
I mean, you could always just delete it. And then
It's not
build a new one.
It's not letting me do that either.
Oh. Well, shit. I don't know. That sounds like the game's glitching on you there.
Let me try something. Eh well, I can just keep that where it is. Alright, let's see. How are we feeling? You want more fish? Okay.
I mean, you have the water for it. You know, probably. Okay. Who was mentioning a Yoshi on the Reptile Kingdom chat? Green King.
There we go. We need the generators on at all times. Would they eat goat? No. These are piscivores. They need fish.
Yeah, pteranodons would not. A goat would be a high risk target. Oh,
They
nah, they would avoid eating the goat.
that they would not see much of a point in.
Yeah, it's just a suboptimal food item.
There we go.
Oh, that's an idea.
What?
You know where else? You know where else Ariana could have gone to
Pick
get
a-
the
To pick
Hawaiian
up the
shirt?
to pick up the shirt.
Yes, the Bone Sand Resort in the Reptile Kingdom.
That sounds like it could be either deeply entertaining or massively hazardous to her health.
Only if she goes in the deep water and only during one particular time of year. Basically,
'Cause
it's
she enjoys life.
yeah, it's just to stay out of the deep water. The shallows are mostly safe.
The fact that you have to say mostly.
I mean, when the bay is full of pliosaurs and mosasaurs who are in rut, that would probably be
A valid reason. Oh goody, we caught 6 of the
a
little
valid
buggers.
reason for mostly
Sure, stick 'em in there.
Transit has commenced.
where they belong, in cages.
Stick 'em in the bird box, so we can keep a tight eye. I love how they just
It's nice.
converge, like
Yeah, all the helicopters show up and they all just wait in line.
take a break. Take a break.
Yeah, go on vacation, idiot.
We will not have another Nedry incident.
Yes. Which is why we also fire anyone who's named Dennis.
Nah, more like we just actually pay people.
I mean, yes, and also keep a well-staffed facility, because let's be honest, one IT guy for that entire island that was supposed to be entirely automated.
Never let it be said Hammond was a smart man.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you what went wrong with one of the major things that went wrong in the computer system for in the book?
What?
Well, they had a system that was built to uh, keep track of the dinosaur population.
Asset has been transferred.
Like they had an AI that was counting the dinosaurs and the cameras and in motion sensors and all kinds of nonsense. However, the system was not built so that it would go above the expected number. So they were checking to make sure none of the dinosaurs left or got stolen.
But they weren't
They
checking
were not
to
keeping track to see if the dinosaurs were breeding.
which technically they weren't supposed to be able to do, but they picked the wrong type of frog.
I mean, even then, like we wouldn't have been able to know what some of the dinosaurs were capable of. So it would have been possible for them to do that
Anyway.
on their own without the frog.
And there's also the fact that
Potentially.
multiple reptilian species have demonstrated the capability of parthenogenesis. Sorry if my model looks a little weird for a
It's
sec,
an ad-
I'm gonna
yeah.
be taking a drink.
Yeah, it's a effective survival strategy. So parthenogenesis is not outside the question either. So yeah, keeping track to make sure that the dinosaurs do what you expect them to do is kind of important.
Yeah. Okay. I'll need to check in on that once I have some scientists come back from vacay.
Yeah, that'll probably be helpful.
Ah, you desire sand.
Put it in the water. Or don't.
Asset delivery confirmed.
Make them a beach. That's a weird thought. Did they? Yes.
Hammond. His name is Hammond, not Hamilton. And in
Yeah.
and in the
Hammond
book,
was
and in
Hammond.
the books, I think the only reason they didn't make him the absolutely terrible human being in the movies that he was in the books is because the dude they casted for it had the aesthetic of Santa.
I mean, that would have made it all the better, in my opinion. But okay.
I'm not the person who made this
No,
decision.
No, Looney. No, Looney. Hammond was a jackhole, and he screwed up by the numbers. All right? Like, just don't even pretend that he wasn't.
So movie Hammond, which is a lot more well known, is a pretty okay dude.
Transportation underway.
He was a generally nice guy.
Just slightly
he was still
clueless.
kind of dumb. Yeah.
Nice guy, just
he was dumb.
slightly clueless.
Book Hammond.
Was a prick.
Book Hammond. He was a ruthless capitalist. All right, that's just it. That's just what it was. He was an egomaniac, ruthless capitalist, and he wanted his damn park to make him money. Hold up. People shocked. Oh, yeah. Apparently you're a VTuber,
Cool.
according to New Type Author.
Okay.
They're asking this. They're asking that you're a VTuber. They can ask that on the chat in the YouTubes or in the stream chat we have labeled.
Yeah, they can. Yeah. I mean, I have an avatar, so if that's I warn you
Pretty
now.
close.
The books are.
Even contrived.
The books do not shy away from shit.
Has its charms.
If you're gonna read the books,
Yeah.
if you are prone to nightmares, don't read it after dark.
Its mistakes. A tree.
Yeah, there's
place and
a lot of stuff that happens in the books that never made it into the
much
movies.
like
Yeah.
Like,
the
the Dilophosaurs got changed a
Excuse me,
lot.
Dr. Malcolm.
Yeah, the original
Like-
book dialos were actually
freely in Yosemite.
to
pretty
my point.
accurate paleontologically,
Yeah.
aside from the venom.
Yeah, they were, aside
Aside from the venom
Yeah,
spitting,
so,
they were pretty accurate.
Book Dilophosaurus, a basic rundown. Yeah, a bit of a rundown on Book Dilophosaurus, so you can kind of understand the difference. The Book Dilophosaurs were more accurate in terms of their physical description. They were the correct size, they did not have the little frilled lizard thing, though they did have the lovely crest Dilophosaurs are named for. They were also much more venomous. Their bite was still venomous, and their venom spit was less a matter of, oh no, I got some sludgy goop in my eye,
And more, oh
more
shit,
a
my
massive
eyes are
mix
melting.
of-
And more,
Yeah,
oh shit,
it
my
was-
eyes are melting.
It was a blend. Yeah, it was a blend of cytotoxins and neurotoxins. So not only were you blinded, your eyes were irreparably damaged. So, like, even if Nedry had managed to somehow survive and get off the island, he was never going to see again.
Yeah,
Like, that's how bad it was.
yeah.
And it is agonizing. And that's just them spitting the venom. There was a lot of other weird stuff that came up. So, like, the T-Rexes, they had a thing where they were going to go on this river, where they tried to escape the T-Rexes on the river raft ride, and the T-Rexes went in the water and were swimming crocodile style,
And the only
chasing them,
and the only
which was
reason
cool.
and the only reason it screwed off was because one of the younger Rexes was getting ready to effectively kill Steel.
Yeah. They did have the Pteranodon aviary. Like, the Pteranodon aviary in the third movie was just ripped off of the first book because they didn't put it in the first movie.
Science Center.
Except the Pteranodons were not, like, swooping down and grabbing you. They weren't actually preying upon the humans in the book. They were actually more like dive bombing and tackling people because they were trying to chase the people out of their enclosure and out of their nesting grounds.
Because
Granted,
these animals
you have
had
an animal
started to
that is...
reproduce.
Yeah. Once again, yes, the animals had started to reproduce, and that started sending things to Crazy Town. Even without, even not including what the actual increase in population was doing, it was altering the animals' behavior because the Pteranodons were more violent.
Because,
And the Pteranodons were basically like... And you can imagine what it's going to do to a person when a Pteranodon just, like, dives at you Peregrine Falcon style and just body slams your ass. That's going to cause some damage.
yes, the answer to what will it do to you is a lot.
Yeah. They had a lot of other stuff. For instance, the T-Rex actually had a prehensile tongue.
Which is all kinds of freaky.
Yeah, it was Pterodactylus in the books. I think they had a couple other species in the aviary, but I'm not. It's been a long time since I read the book. That was like back in high school for me. Of course, my favorite scene in the books was the second book.
It was the bit where the it was the bit where the Rex went, "Excuse you and your entire species. How dare you put hands on my
Yes.
spawn?"
Yeah, see, it is revealed in the second book that the T-Rex not being able to see you if you don't move is not
True.
accurate to the Tyrannosaurus.
The
So,
specimen it's implied,
in the books,
it's implied that Rexy was selected to be on
Well,
exhibit because her eyesight's very poor.
In what aspect? I think my right
And
side is a little.
Yeah,
therefore,
let me explain.
Let me explain.
Therefore,
Let me explain.
Oh,
okay,
I'm
you
you
sorry
know
about
more
the
than me.
dinosaurs.
Yeah,
We're gonna want images.
yeah,
of the
I
species
do
in the
know
center.
more than you. Okay.
Oh, and you're
So
on
first off,
copyright.
Alan Grant did not know that the T-Rexes had bad vision based off magical paleontology knowledge.
I know. My left hand
That was not a
We're safe
thing.
here.
He figured it out from actually observing the T-Rex and what it was
Yeah,
doing and
I'm
acting.
doing
While
Uh,
catastrophically shitting his pants.
Gone. I'm gone.
yes. Basically, everyone remembers the scene where the T-Rex kind of like comes out of the cage and is sniffing around the cars and doing all that stuff. It was during that period. Uh, so he was kind of stuck in the car watching it and trying not to shit himself, and T-Rex was doing things. In the second book, you have the scene where you have the two uh, uh, the poachers who were collecting the dinosaurs for the new Jurassic Park, where they had where the first time they had found the baby T-Rex,
And this was going to go poorly for them.
and yeah, it went very poorly. They grabbed the baby T-Rex, they ran off with it. Mom and Dad followed them.
Because
Well, they get cornered,
you do
and
not fuck with that shit.
yes, they get cornered, and when they do, they follow what was observed in the park, because that's where they were getting their information on how to deal with the dinosaurs. So they froze. The two T-Rexes stop. They pause. And then, after a moment, they both bite down and they tear the two guys in half, eat them alive, take their baby back.
And
During all this,
Animals and
uh,
so close to their natural habitat.
fuck, I forgot his name. Chaos Theory guy. What was his name?
Malcolm.
Ian Malcolm.
Considering how they got here.
Ian Malcolm and the female pro tag were watching all of this through the trail cams.
Never get to see what
And
dinosaurs
she looks at him confused as to why they would freeze up like that. It didn't make any sense to her. He's just like, they followed bad information. And it was then revealed that Rexy was selected for the park specifically because she was cripplingly nearsighted. So basically, if it wasn't sitting on her nose,
she couldn't,
she couldn't
see
see
shit.
it.
She couldn't see
It was
shit.
all a blur. Everything was a blur. So she instead she tried to track by movement, and that was her problem. And that was why they selected her for the park, because they thought a nearsighted T-Rex would be easier to deal with.
It was not.
That was also. Yeah, it was also why Rexy roared so much, because Rexy was constantly trying roaring
shit move.
to see if she could startle something into running. Yeah, if she could startle it into running, she could see it. Whereas the other T-Rexes on Isla Sorna weren't quite so loud. They could roar, but they didn't do it nearly as often.
They didn't see a point to.
Yeah, they didn't need to. There was a few other cool things, like the raptors in the second book were a lot less organized and were constantly fighting each other, because they had just been left to their lonesome, and they never actually learned
How to
work as a
velociraptor.
pack. Yeah, it's like, yeah, just put glasses on Rexy and watch how her behavior changes. That would be an interesting experiment.
Yes,
I
but the
don't think she
question
would keep them
is-
on her face.
But yes, the question is... Yeah, but the question then becomes, who wants to do LASIK on the dinosaur?
Oh. Yeah, she would be knocked the fuck out for that. We're talking enough tranquilizers to put her in a coma for a week. But, yeah, it was interesting. So the raptors on Sorna in the books were
Did not know how to Velociraptor.
It was a commentary on the difference between instinctive behavior and learned behavior, and they never had the opportunity to learn what the raptors would have learned if they had been developed naturally. The Carnotaurs were also interesting
Oh, there's some compies in those
because
bushes.
they had spliced the
I'm
Yes,
gonna
you only need
leave.
to take pictures of the bushes. You only need to take pictures of the bushes, and voila, you somehow got the compies. Yeah, the Carnotaurs were spliced with chameleons, so they had camouflaging abilities.
And I think also cuttlefish.
It, but they all had some problems doing it in the light, so they were nocturnal.
Which is
Yeah, they could camouflage, but it
just
was harder for the. They could camouflage, but when it was light out, the camouflage was less convincing. And it was one of those deals where, like, the territory lines would shift around when night falls, and the raptors would just turn tail and leave. So the Carnotaurs kind of saved the protagonist from the raptors until they showed up and started doing things.
Safety of the public and the dinosaurs are both
It was kind of funny how they beat the Carnotauruses, because basically the Carnotauruses would have serious trouble with flashlights. So they would sweep the flashlight across the Carnotaurus's body, and the Carnotaurus would try to adapt to the color change between being in the light and being in the dark.
But it would not.
Except they would be doing it behind the flashlight. So you'd have like a spot running across the Carnotaurus's body, and you just kept doing that, and it would drive the Carnotaurus nuts. It would stress them out really bad, so they end up just turning tail and leaving.
It actually sounds kind of hilarious.
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's...
Oh, and the T-Rex never, and the dinosaurs never actually made it to San Fran's in the book. So, like, the whole T-Rex rampaging through San Francisco deal, that did not actually happen in the books. That was something they made up for the movie, because it would be cool.
I mean, it was!
That is true. It was cool. Yeah. Yeah, the first two movies were pretty cool. The third movie was kind of a cash grab, I'm not gonna lie.
It existed.
I'm not gonna begrudge them. Yeah, I'm not gonna begrudge them for how they used Spinosaurus, because that wasn't entirely inaccurate for the time. So they weren't wrong about Spinosaurus with what we knew of Spinosaurus when the movie was made.
Cannot find route to its destination.
The idea...
Where are you trying to go? Where are you trying to go, Mr. Ambulance? I'm confused. Where are you trying to go? What are you trying to do?
I mean, can you look at its task list? Or is he just trying... He is trying to park. He didn't understand that he was in his parking spot. Fucking idiots.
Sometimes the game
Alright,
is not the sharpest tool in the shed.
That man needs his CDL taken away. He is no longer a professional driver. He's fired.
Huh. That's odd. I thought I had scientists.
So did I. Don't you keep them from between the missions?
I thought I did. Oh well. Let's just grab some.
Yeah, we're gonna need them. Yeah. But, yeah, fuck.
Let's grab...
Yeah, the Spinosaurus wasn't bad. I will say that they were definitely wrong on the Spinosaur beating the T-Rex, even with what we knew back then. It's just not. It just did not have the bulk to keep up. That point where the fight originally started, and the T-Rex bit the back of the Spinosaurus head, that should have been the end of the fight. That should have been a crunch.
Okay, this guy's got some welfare skills. And we can always train people.
I mean, you could, yes. So, yes, long live Rexy. Though I will say how Rexy and the Xeno teaming up on the Giganotosaurus in the Third World movie was a little forced.
It was still cool, though.
Yeah, I'm be honest. They did not do the Giga justice. Like, they made a really cool looking Giganotosaurus, but he wasn't even trying. Yes, because Rexy has a bite strength to crush a car, and that should have killed the fucking Spinosaurus. But like the Giga, like, oh yeah, when the Giga was chasing the people, it was just walking slowly. It wasn't even trying. It was just standing there and staring at them and walking slowly. And
there is actually
clearly
an interesting theory regarding that. Basically,
for like movie.
For movie
Are we
Giga,
talking-
for why it didn't eat them on sight.
Oh. Okay. Let's hear it.
It wasn't. Oh, it didn't really know what to do with people. So it was like, what the fuck are you? I'm gonna see what you.
So it was more
It was going.
So it was more investigatory. I can kind of see it, but like
at some point it should have become more aggressive. I agree with you. I'm not trying to explain why it didn't have much fight to it. I'm trying to explain why it didn't eat everyone on sight. Because it didn't know humans were food.
Yeah.
If it ever figured that out, they'd have been borked.
Yeah. And the Pyroraptor swimming under the ice was
dumb.
A little. Yeah, that was stupid.
Past a certain point,
really stupid.
Past a certain point, you kind of have to allow for rule of cool. So long as it doesn't remove suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, that removed my suspension of disbelief.
Let's upgrade your knowledge in animal welfare. Let's upgrade your logistics. And you know what? You know what? Screw it. Let's also improve your knowledge of welfare. There we go. Now, let's see what we can bring in. We got Herrerasaurs, Dilophosaurs, Metriacanthosaurs, Troodon, and Krylophosaurs. Let's go... Let's go Troodon.
Ah, yes. That's definitely not a mistake. Troodons. That will definitely never ever backfire.
Hey, I've got time to build them to make a container.
Yeah, I would have built them the container first.
I've got time.
Cryos are not actually related to Dilophosaur.
Acid spitting
Which
tusk.
movie do you mean, Simon?
Small electrified fence. I have a feeling this is gonna need an upgrade sooner.
It should hold the.
It should
It
hold
should hold the
little
Troodon.
guys. It should hold little guys like the
Yeah,
Troodon.
it'll hold the Troodon. Yeah, it's not a. The electrified fence is the more thing. It's like, can it climb? If it's electrified, no.
Gate.
Really? Oh, you mean the Troodons? Yeah,
Uh,
Troodons did nothing in the movie. They don't exist in the movies. They did show up in one of the games, though. Well, in a couple of the games.
and
The
they
big
were
issue with Troodons is they are.
terrifying in the game.
Yeah, the big issue with Troodon is that they are extremely intelligent and nocturnal.
Which is 5 different kinds of an issue.
Yeah, and we can tell that they were nocturnal due to the eyes, the size of their eyes, and they did have very large brains for their size as well. So they were also probably very smart. You put that two together, and you got an animal that's very
Nightmare fuel.
it's very capable of being a problem to animal handlers. It's a little bit of an escape artist. Personally, yeah, that would be the game that Susan was referring to, where she said the Troodons were nightmare fuel. Personally, I
Yes.
think the Troodons in this game should get a skin that mimics those guys.
Yeah. So why do I call these animals nightmare fuel? Okay, we caught. You missed one of the little buggers. Great.
Asset transportation.
Oh, that's not going to become a problem for anyone ever.
But there's just one of the little fuckers. It can't be that bad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Bean.
I can imagine one of the
exactly what you just said. That is exactly what those little these little psychopaths did. Oh, that's right. I need to get you guys some food. Do you want, like, just a pile of meat?
They should just want a pile of meat, though I would provide goats for better intellectual stimulation. I would say that Troodons are probably kind of like monitor lizards in the whole animal keeping deal. A bored Troodon is a problem.
We do not want it bored.
Yeah.
Facilities.
Yeah, that would be. So I would go with goat over just meat, because goat encourages hunting and problem solving and doing things. Meat, they just walk up and stuff their face. Might want to turn that around. There we go. Lovely. Now the people can observe the Troodons as the Troodons observe them.
And we're just not going to think about the disturbing implications of that fact. And I need... Hey, Ranger team. Where'd I put you?
Troodons quietly observing your every move as you walk by their cage, memorizing your schedule, figuring out who doesn't pay attention. Picking out the weakest link.
Ranger post... let's put that right by the gate so the poor schmuck in there can haul ass if they need to.
Simon, it's Troodon, not Trilodon. It's
Uh,
Troodon.
DON. Oh well.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
I'll
where you're
just
getting the trill from.
I don't know. Okay. What do you little...
You make me sad.
Oh, jeez. I mean, it's pretty, but... it looks like it's staring into my soul.
Yes. It's a lovely animal. I do think that it is. They did a good job with the model with these, and they made them look very nice.
And that they are, to some degree, an underrepresented animal.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of just get represented as just random small carnivore. And you never really get
you desire to chase down your
to
food.
even...
Great.
Yes.
Great. Charming. Here.
There you go. That is much better, Simon.
Here.
That makes my OCD happy.
Sorry. Went
Yeah,
by
they
how
like
you
to chase
put-
down their food.
There. And we need to keep the generators well stocked at all times. Because
Maybe put a couple backup generators.
there's one
like
here, one
7 of them.
here. So there, one there.
I think some backup generators would be a wise choice for these little shits.
Okay, the Troodons are happy. That's good. We want these little psychopaths happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we want these psychopathic little fuckers alive. It just feeling happy.
As long as they're happy and comfy. Yeah, another thing I would definitely have with any Troodon enclosure, especially once you start like getting hatchlings and younglings, socialization.
Get them
like-
accustomed to humans and know that humans are not on the eatables list.
Yeah, that would be a good description. Like I'm gonna be real, and I'm probably might hurt a few feelings in Jurassic World fanboys over this, but Owen Grady was fucking lame.
I mean,
Okay, look, I'm gonna be real. If you are dealing with pack animals that you have raised from birth, and you are unable to be in the same enclosure as those animals, you screwed up somewhere.
something somewhere has gone horribly wrong.
Yeah,
For
like
y-
his whole thing is
for
like
you
they
to-
see me as the alpha.
No, they don't.
Like they're yeah, the whole thing is like I'm their alpha.
No, you
Bro,
ain't.
you can't be in the same enclosure. You cannot be in that enclosure with them without them trying to rip your face off. You are not their alpha.
No.
And then he just yeah. And then by the end of it, of course, Blue was just absolutely ruined. And it hurts my soul. Like domesticated raptors should have been easy to deal with.
Yeah.
Yes, he did the magic hand. The
Which-
magic hand was lame.
Yeah. Magic hand, which
Oh.
didn't really do much.
I mean, it's just one of those deals like he does the whole magic hand and the whatever dinosaur he's dealing with instantly calms down. I really hate that. No, velociraptors would not have regicide hardwired in their DNA. That is how you end a pack. And when you are that size, living in a world where the prey animal is the size of a small elephant, you don't want the pack to break down. So no pack animal is going to have regicide put into them as an instinctive drive. It doesn't work as a pack animal.
Because the
It's going to have... Go ahead, Susan.
Yeah, let's see, research, welfare. Okay, staff
Here, dog. Do you like the
busy,
B100? No.
but I need to improve the fences. Okay, you're on a break.
Jellybean, I didn't interrupt you. You are writing out text. You could have written your entire idea and just put it out there. But no, the Raptors should have had cooperation as an instinctive drive. That is what would have made sense. So, yeah. I feel like they leaned a little bit too far into the movie monster and not enough into the
This is an actual animal that plays by
yeah, they did.
actual animal rules.
Yeah. I mean,
I started learning.
overhunting is not uncommon.
And some animals will just kill for
Yeah, they
shits
will
and
overhunt.
giggles.
Yeah, and a Troodon is likely an animal that is intelligent enough that it will hunt for entertainment. Cats do it. It does not take a lot of brain power.
Yeah, it does not take much intellect to hunt for sport. Heck, weasels. The mustelid family is
Yeah.
notorious for killing way more than they could ever possibly use.
Yeah. I mean, Wolverines have learned to cram themselves between trees to force themselves to vomit just so they can eat more.
Wolverines will
So it's
fight
like they're not
God
even
for half a
eating.
stale bagel. I'm not sure what to tell you on that one. Oh good, we got all of the large
Yeah.
predatory dinos. 1, 2, 3. The Troodons
Yeah, I
use
would have built
bugs.
enclosures for those. I would have built enclosures for all of the above before I did any of that.
Huh?
That is... I don't know if there's any fossil evidence of it, but it would not be a surprising concept. It's a pretty simple tool usage thing. Like, crocodiles will actually do that. One of the things that crocodiles will do during nesting season for a lot of birds is balance small sticks and twigs on their nose and then just wait for the bird to come and grab the nest building material before taking the bird.
Okay, these
So,
three require
it
status
would...
checks. This one's the one in charge. Nature's Githyanki. Did I spell the last thing right? Yes. Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. Yep.
Oh, stream just cut out for a few secs.
Did that happen for anybody else, or is that user error on Jellybean Bazooka's part?
I've been having the stream run right next to my right next to me on my phone so I can monitor it, and it's running pretty well so far. Ranger team, where
Yeah,
are
it's
you?
running correctly for me both on my computer and on my phone. Yes, I watched this twice. So yeah, obviously
All right.
Jellybean Bazooka is just bad at watching streams, and he screwed it up.
Nah.
Good job,
nah,
Bean.
Not that. I wouldn't go that far. Status.
Yes,
Status.
but I would, and I did.
Status. There. Never met a non-insane mustelid. I mean, ferrets, but those are also some flavors of
Ferrets are
batshit.
insane.
Those are just...
I've owned 2 ferrets. They're fucking ridiculous. That and they poop everywhere, which is really annoying.
Cheaper. And there we go. task. And view. And you. Take a break. Oh my Christ!
Well, Bean.
Pooped everywhere.
Yeah,
Fucking
I can
humans
see.
freak
I
out
can see
about it.
the
It's
ferrets. I
hilarious.
remember.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially a first
No, they were
name.
very good at hiding the poop. They were very good at hiding the poop. Like, they would find the weirdest corners to shove their butt into, and then, like, a week later, I would find the shit.
Oh,
Like, literally, I did not find all of the ferret poop that was in my room
okay.
after after we had moved out of that house until after I had emptied out all of the furniture from that room. They just found places and they did their business, and I don't understand why. I don't understand how ferrets can poop more than they eat.
Attacking fences. Okay. Y'all need... Okay, so I know exactly what you need.
Oh, your what is pterosaurs? Minor
Yep.
fractures?
Apparently they've been bunking
They had a
themselves
rough
into...
time getting caught.
Well, apparently they've been bunking themselves into fences.
Yeah, that would cause some breaks. Are they happy with their enclosure right now?
Now, where the fuck's the other one?
I really hate how they disappear when they go into the trees.
Okay, you aren't hurt. You aren't hurt. You have a problem. uh...
Yes, Goofy. It is a sparkly ball.
Okay.
Not doing anything until they're all tranquilized. Ha! Huh. Now, why would you hesitate to do anything with the perfectly happy and healthy Herrerasaurus? I'm pretty sure I could wrestle one.
Okay.
Heck, I bet I could wrestle a T-Rex.
Add task. Let's tranquilize the injured one. Not doing anything until they're all tranquilized. We can airlift this one to the Paleo Bay, to Med Bay. Yeah, we
Hold
can
up.
airlift this little bugger. Hey, capture team. I'm not done with you yet. No, I don't want you to wake it up. Add task. No, I don't want you to wake it up. Is this something I need the ranger team to do? I have to some degree forgotten how to move shit around. No, I know exactly what's wrong with the little bugger. I just need to figure out how to move it. I need to
Wendy, did you just get on the stream? Hold on a sec.
I don't want you to sedate I don't want the dinosaur to be sedated. I want it to be moved. Is that a different people? Is that a different entire building? Just came. Yeah, just okay. Great, thank you, game. How do transport? Control room.
Alright, sorry about disappearing. My parents were asking about my work schedule.
Mouse and keyboard.
Dinosaurs in the ecosystem after Jurassic World 3. Well, they're going to be invasive species, to say the least. Personally, I think those giant locusts probably already decimated large chunks of the ecosystem, even before they were wiped out. And by the time that virus had worked its way through the locusts, it would still become a problem quite rapidly. So the locusts to me are going to be the bigger issue, and even with that virus added to them, people are going to want to do control over their spread in population. The dinosaurs themselves, it's going to vary depending on the dinosaur. Believe it or not, the T-Rex and a lot of the really big, well, a lot of the big predators are actually going to have a really hard time.
Because of
something like T-Rex.
Because of their higher metabolic needs.
Yeah, so a T-Rex is going to absolutely dominate any ecosystem it's in by sheer brute force and physical might. That's not really up for debate. There's no predator or prey item on the planet that can stand up to it. However, there's also nothing that's going to be able to sustain it. They just need so much food. I guess if you set some T-Rexes loose in Africa and you had the elephants and giraffes and hippos and those other massive herbivores roaming around,
it might be okay.
They might be able to survive, but you would actually see over time you would see the T-Rexes that are smaller and have a less of a metabolic need. Those would quickly start becoming the T-Rexes that would survive out of the population and do better out of the population over the bigger, bulkier members of the species. Now, things like the Troodon.
It found the goat. And it kind of yeeted the goat.
I didn't see it. Oh, the Hera. So, is that a Cryo or Hera?
That's the Herrera.
Okay, that's the Herrera.
They are in
yeah.
I'm lonely mode, while this one over here is being treated.
Yeah. But yeah, so a lot of the big super predators they're just not going to survive.
They might adapt.
They're not going to be able to catch
smaller?
something like. Only in areas where there's already megafauna. So really, where there's elephants and stuff, I could see the ones that survive adapting to get smaller. But in like North America, where the biggest thing we got roaming around is a moose. The T-Rex it's probably going to be more akin to it's going to be less akin to putting the T-Rex in an area that they can adapt to, and more akin to throwing a polar bear in the Sahara.
For smaller predators, maybe. It's hard to tell not knowing.
Yeah, things like Troodon would very quickly become a problem. The Troodon, the Raptors, those guys would very rapidly become a problem.
And by
And
problem,
a lot
we
of the
mean
herbivores.
And by problem, we mean screaming nuisance.
Yes. The Troodon especially, with how intelligent the Troodon is, it would be able to adapt to the environment pretty quickly, and it would have a lot of prey items that it can hunt and sustain itself on very effectively. So I imagine you would find all kinds of messed up scenarios like, oh yeah, a Troodon just climbed through your dog door.
Get their offspring trashed by smaller animals, i.e. mammals.
That's actually not all that likely. I imagine wolves would definitely think of
Try
a
it.
baby T-Rex as a viable food animal, but you have to contend with the mother, and it's just one of those deals where
And Mama will.
it's a high risk.
Let's,
It's a very high risk. It's a high risk prey item, and it's not worth it.
There we go.
You know, it's like it'd be like wolves going after a grizzly bear cub. Could they kill the cub? Sure.
Didn't you?
Is
aren't
it
you hungry?
worth it?
Why did you just throw? Why did you yeet the goat and then not eat it?
Yeah, Troodons would very rapidly become dingoes and raccoons on steroids.
I.e. problem children.
Yeah, and if we're going to go with the Jurassic World variant of the Jurassic Park version of dinosaurs, Dilophosaur would also rapidly become a problem.
Yeah, and by problem we mean massive, massive frickin' nuisance.
I mean, all of the animals that we're talking about being a problem would be dangerous to humans.
Yeah. Let's stick.
That is a fair point.
Since there
That
are
is a fair point,
herbivores
actually.
on the loose as well.
Yeah, they would probably end up having to hunt those, which would not be a bad thing at all.
Population management for both
ironically-
sides.
Yeah, ironically, the herbivores would actually do really well, particularly the stegosaurs and ankylosaurs. Though, of course, any sauropod is going to absolutely dominate everything through sheer size. I mean, they dominated even back in the day. Like they were just everything.
Reaches adulthood. Once certain species of sauropod reach adulthood, there's very little that can actually do them much by way of harm.
Yeah, there's a reason why Giganotosaurus was a pack hunter, and there's a reason why Giganotosaurus specialized in leaving bloody lesions in its prey item and then letting it bleed out. And that reason was Argentinosaurus. It's just a massive, massive animal. And most sauropods are pretty much untouchable once they reach that big size. Even back in the day when you had the massive super predators with them. So, but the big thing with a lot of the herbivorous dinosaurs is actually that the difference in hunting strategy between then and now. A lot of the prey animals that fight back, their defensive implements in the modern day are on the face. So, antlers, horns, tusks, all that fun stuff.
Yep. Little can harm a sauropod aside from man-made weapons, and most man-made most man-made weapons are probably just gonna piss it off.
Yeah, you're gonna need some heavy ordnance to punch through that much meat. But the big thing with modern hunting strategies for a lot of the modern predators, like wolves, hyenas, pretty much anything really, is to come at the prey item from behind and take its rear. If they a lot of wolves, they don't even really like go for the throat unless they have an opening to do so. Then of course they're gonna do it just immediately. But a lot of prey items, a lot of times they just go for the hind legs and just rip into it and let the prey item bleed out.
50. Yeah,
Uh,
armor-piercing rounds are what you'd have to go with for that sort of animal.
Yeah, you would need some heavy penetration, so armor piercing would make sense. Yes, Looney, taking the rear with deep penetration.
Living. If you're looking for armored tanks, you might want the Ankies.
Yeah, the Yankees would also take armor piercing rounds for different reasons. But you compare what the hunting tactics of a wolf would be, and put that up against like a Stegosaurus. Them going for the rear is putting them right into the Stegosaurus' primary weapon. So a lot of modern hunting practices would be extremely ineffective against a lot of dinosaurs, against a lot of herbivorous dinosaurs, because that's where the herbivorous dinosaurs' defenses are.
Yeah.
Not that some of the more intelligent animals won't figure it out pretty quickly, but it would definitely be an ordeal.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have things like Ankylosaur, which, I'm gonna be honest, all the Ankylosaur would have to do with most modern
Heavy
predators is just
ordnance.
lay down and not move. Yeah. It would require human intervention to deal with ankylosaurs. There's not there's not an animal alive today that would be able to hunt them. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. That's definitely going to play a role for an ankylosaur defending itself against anything. Uh, Nodosaurs, which are precursors to the Ankies before they have the clubs. They often had spikes along the tail that were very large and were very good at stabbing things.
What are you and what are you doing?
Oh,
Oh.
Wendy. Her avatar is Ariana after vacation, basically.
Yes. uh.
Is he gonna try to climb the fence?
I don't actively know.
Pay attention to him. I want to see him get zapped. But yeah, I understand that Ankies had the club tail, but like the Ankylosaur may not even. Ariana had white hair the whole time, didn't she? Or did she like go? Oh wait, no, she didn't. Did she go Super Saiyan? Has she ascended to becoming a white Lilim?
We will
Not Lilim.
We will discuss later. My lord. Vet team!
Ariana has ascended. Ariana has ascended and become God tier. She can now flex on Joella. Not only because she is now as powerful as a Lilim, but also because unlike the art that Joella has, Ariana now has jiggle physics. And of course she can flex on every Baphomet ever because, well, even if they were animated, they still wouldn't have jiggle physics.
Oh, that's not good. I did not know these dinosaurs could get rabies. That needs to be dealt with swiftly. Take picture of dinosaur with rabies. I'm sorry, you want me to do what?
You know, You know, that actually doesn't make sense. Rabies is a mammal-only virus.
I don't know. I didn't design this. Hey, Ranger team, guess what you get to
This
do?
is not scientifically accurate. This is not scientifically accurate.
Sorry. I didn't hit them. We're fine.
Which dinos is it that have the rabies?
Dilos.
Ah, fun.
Now, you notice that I said this is a problem.
Yeah, that is a problem. Also means that they should all, in the end, they're all probably would reasonably die because rabies is not survivable.
Okay, I just phased through a tree.
That's always helpful.
Um. I have questions?
Well, that's a problem. Hey, there's one right there. Take a picture of it.
Alright,
Zoomed
boys.
in.
Alright, boys.
And, yeah, you just exit out of him, assign him to fixing the fence, and then send in the capture team to tranquilize these guys.
Alright. Repair. Capture team! Time to do your jobs!
I mean, it may be a good idea to just tranquilize them and let them sleep until you have the rabies figured out.
I'm tranking the ones that are actively outside the fence at the moment.
Okay. I would say also all of them, but if that's not what you want to do, that's
I
what
only
you
have
don't
5
have to
slots and there's 6 of the little fuckers.
do. Okay, as soon as one of them is tranquilized, select the last one.
Good night, Irene! Alright. Science Center. Research.
Oh, that's going to be going in the,
Okay.
fringe channel.
Looks like I've unlocked it. Med team! Guess what you get to do? Medicate.
Dealing with
Medicate.
rabid.
Medicate. Why are you still moving?
Apparently needs more tranquilizers. Don't worry, I'm sure a bat will fix that for you soon enough, Caddy.
And task slots are full. Ranger team. It's almost
Ranger team is currently busy.
so.
Notably, what dinosaurs would be most effective in war?
I gave you lot a task.
Okay. So, Volt, I have to ask before I answer this question. Are you talking modern day war or like before modern day war? Because the short answer is before the invention of black powder, all of them. After the invention of black powder, none of them. I mean, well, I say after the invention of black powder, none of them. You get some of the giants out there, and a musket isn't really gonna, a cannon or musket isn't gonna
Asset collection.
kill them. Okay, modern day.
Asset collection report
Not really any of them.
en route.
Any dinosaur can be brought down with ordnance. It may require an RPG or something, but you hit a T-Rex with
Commencing asset
a 50 cal machine gun, it's gonna drop. You hit it with an RPG, it's gonna drop. And even then, that's not even counting stuff like throwing tear gas and stuff. Uh, Dinosaurs, they would not be effective during war, and that's not even looking at what it would take to actually handle them. At least not for combat
All right.
situations.
Is everyone back
No.
inside now?
Now, if we're talking about a genetically engineered animal that Dr. Wu would be capable of making, that's a different story. Monster Hunter movie. I did not even watch that, and I refuse to watch that. Like, I'm gonna be real. Nah.
Like, didn't watch it because you didn't wanna, or just...
First off, I saw the trailer and everything and what it was going to look like, and it looked fucking lame.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay?
Why are you moving?
Yeah. It's just one of those deals where I forgot the name of the actress. She was in the Resident Evil movies. Like, I get the feeling that she really likes doing these cool Capcom movies where she gets to do all these cool fight scenes and stuff, and I can respect that. But, like, if you're doing a Monster Hunter movie, it needs to focus on the monsters in a way that a character-based thing wouldn't really work. Like, honestly, what I would love to see is, like, a walking with dinosaur style mockumentary of the Monster Hunter world. That would be amazing.
Oh, sweet merciful Jesus, what's gone wrong now?
Oh, lots of things. One dinosaur is on a rampage, another dinosaur is injured, and something else. Mila Jovovich. Yeah, I get the feeling that she's actually like a really just like from her taste in movies and what she
Why
plays.
am I
get the
having
feeling
a
she would be
power
a cool
supply
person.
issue? What are you doing?
Yeah, what Jellybean said. It's a movie that's kind of riding on the success of Monster Hunter World, and it just was not being. The movie was not. The people who were making the movie were not making serious effort in the movie. Like, there's a balance you gotta strike between taking a movie too seriously and not taking it seriously enough. You gotta put effort into the movie, but you can't be acting like this is like high literature. And yeah, they just did not put effort into the movie. They had decent special effects, but beyond that, it's just like, okay, she gets to twirl around with using fake swords. I'm glad she had fun. I'm sure it was a nice cosplay venture. But, yeah. And, like, having the BBEG be a Rathalos, that was kind of lame. Like, I can understand a Rathalos being a main feature. And, like, I got a phone call, 1 second.
Okay. Okay. Why are you crispy? Oh. Because you smacked yourself into the fence. If I'd have known Dilos were going to be such a pain in my ass.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. Let's pick you up. Take you to the med bay.
Okay. But yeah. Like, am I right? I'm right, Simon? I mean, the Walking with Dinosaurs style mockumentary, like, Capcom could make a whole series of
Okay.
mockumentaries on just the different monsters in Monster Hunter and just rake in the dough.
Okay.
Especially if
Okay.
they put in the time and effort that like goes into like Walking with Dinosaurs and Dinosaur Planet, all these really good dinosaur documentaries. You put that in there, would be gold, 100%.
Okay.
Wouldn't even need a hyper realistic animation style. You just like took the animation style from like Monster Hunter World and went with that. Beautiful. Would have been that would be something I would
Okay.
collect all of.
Okay, you little. Okay, you little.
I due to my situation at home, my internet is limited on the amount of data I can use, and I'm not the only person living in this house, so I've actually avoided watching a lot of the series that I really should have watched by now. That should be
Ah.
fixed in January, though. So,
They are.
well,
It's actually really quite good. Treatment pending.
I'm sure it is, and I really need to watch it.
How? Can
So I
we?
have been watching some.
Can we accelerate the helicopter, please?
Yes, they really could. They probably could, but then they'd probably swing the dinosaur around, and that would probably
Way
be
too
bad.
much. Just yeet the dinosaur.
Oh, I would expect the anger pickle to show up. The anger pickle's one of the big things in Monster Hunter. Honestly, I'm surprised the anger pickle wasn't in the movie. The Accelicopter? No. We don't have Accelicopters here. We have safely transporting the dinosaurs copters here. But thank you for the
Okay, that's.
suggestion.
Delivery has been completed.
Staff center, view scientists. Let's see. You're taking care of that. Take a break. Take a break. Take a break. Take a break. We will not have a Nedry on our hands.
Yes.
Yes, Lunastra is in the film.
Luna's just cool.
Lunastra is actually the predominant, like, oh shit.
That makes sense. I'm glad Lunastra got the revamp that she got in World.
Yeah, and my god, did Luna shine in that film. Like, she bodied a few people.
Yeah. Isn't it the story of the hunting team from what was it? For You?
It's the store. It mentions some of them.
I mean, not like the player characters, but like the guild. They weren't guild knights. What were they fucking called?
Oh, shoot. I need to put up the viewing platforms.
Oh. Yeah. The Ace team. Yes. Yeah, I am actually kind of I don't want to say I'm disappointed. I am kind of unhappy though that they had them fighting Lunastra.
May I ask why?
So in the game, there's actually a very specific plot point about the novice of the Ace team, who if I remember right is the main character of the series, right?
He's the main POV character for the film.
Yeah, for the film, I mean. So one of the big late game plot points is Kushala, who is the first Elder Dragon he faces up against. So it kind of breaks continuity. And there's actually kind of a deal between him and the veteran who's leading the group, where the veteran is actually hesitant to face an Elder Dragon because of his mentor having died to save his life while facing an Elder Dragon. And then you have it where like the veteran has to step in to save the novice, but he manages to survive doing it. Like there was story going on there, and I would have loved to see that get translated into the movie. So I would have loved to see a little bit more Kushala than Luna for the movie.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Especially if it kind of followed a little bit the storyline of For You and having that conflict. But it is what it is.
Okay, great. Let's put it back. All right. Now that the psycho geckos are contained.
Yeah, the screamy spitties.
I'm going to call it a psycho gecko, and I don't care.
Oh, we should call them Nedries.
Okay. I've upgraded the enclosures as far as I can go.
I had a naming convention in Ark Survival Evolved where I named all of my Dilophosaurs some variant of Dennis or Nedry.
Netflix Resident Evil. I haven't watched it because I don't have a Netflix.
Commencing asset
Not due to any, thoughts about Netflix, I just haven't seen the point.
Movies, TV shows, anything that isn't cuties. I knew I wasn't the only person who did that shit. Dog, I dropped a boot. Quit panicking.
Okay.
Susan,
Yes.
Susan, how is it that the daughter of Fenrir is a coward?
I don't know.
Oh well.
There. Okay. Generators are topped up. Power is a go. I had an army. It lagged my base so bad. I'm just happy Mr. Hammond didn't try to create Monster Hunter. The thing is, I don't know if the Monster Hunter franchise existed when Jurassic Park was written.
It did not.
Why do you require a status check, you little shit?
Well, they need it periodically for starters.
Oh, goody, there's
Which
a ranger
little
team coming to check on you.
Which little shit is it?
It's Dilopho 2.
Oh.
This little bugger, to put it specifically.
I mean, well, Looney, first off, there's a thing in this world called copyright. Second off, there's also another thing called suspension of disbelief. And I'm pretty sure people who came in to see a Jurassic Park movie would not be happy to see a Rathalos flying around.
They might be asking somebody for a refund.
Yeah. There would be a lot of bitching online. It's like, this isn't realistic. Even though if you actually went through the detail, it's not entirely unfeasible to have a large fire-breathing reptile that can fly. Dragons are not impossible, just...
Improbable.
Yeah.
Okay, one Albertosaur. We can handle one of the little fuckers.
I mean... It's a little for a T-Rex. It is a Tyrannosaurid, and it is a medium-sized theropod, which we're talking a 20-foot scale size range. Let me actually look it up. Hold on. Let me get Albertosaurus size. I want to know what you just called little. Yeah, this is a 30-foot long animal, Susan.
Fair. Still.
It's a 30-foot long, 5,500-pound animal. It's a lightweight for a T-Rex. But at least it wasn't from West Taiwan like the Tarbosaurus. And at least Tarbosaurus was not named by someone from West Taiwan.
Do I dare ask?
Why I have problems with dinosaurs named by West Taiwanese people? It's not because I'm racist. It's because of the government.
Ah, fair enough. Chemical, biological, substance-based fire. Basically a bombardier beetle, but it comes out the face instead of the ass.
Oh yeah. Well, I would actually envision a fire-breathing animal using a substance not unlike whale oil as a sort of biological kerosene that they could spray out. It wouldn't be hard to come up with a chemical or even electrical ignition system.
Because there are several animals that are able to create electricity. T-Rex is the Mack truck, Albertosaurus is the Ferrari. Okay? I take your word for it?
Albertosaurus was a speedy boy, by comparison to the bulk of Rexy.
Great. Let's bring this thing in here. Let's deposit it right where it can see food and water.
So the Albertosaurus is actually probably more dangerous to humans than T-Rex.
Because it's faster and small enough, it looks at us and would view us as more than a frisky hors d'oeuvre.
Yes. So a T-Rex would probably consider us more work than we're worth.
Because we're fast little buggers.
Yeah. An Albertosaurus would look at us and see something they could chase down.
What hasn't it done is probably the better question here.
My main issue is it is standard practice in scientific, in particularly biological works, but in science, it is standard practice to name species in a dead language. Now, traditionally, due to how things were back in the Renaissance and Dark Ages and all that stuff, Latin and ancient Greek were the standard for doing this. But really, any language that is not used commonly is acceptable. So, if I remember right, Old Arabic is a dead language.
Basically, so long as it's not spoken commonly in modern day, it'll do.
Yeah. The thing with languages that are spoken commonly in the modern world is...
They change.
Yeah, they change. So, you can look at the word gay, for instance.
It used to
mean happy.
Yeah,
hence
hence the terminology in the Christmas Carol, Deck the Halls, or at least in the old lyrics, don we now our gay apparel. Basically it meant put on your party clothes. It's Christmas, it's party time.
Yes. Now it is a term for homosexual. And for a brief while was also synonymous with lame, but that was more homophobia than anything else.
That was more other people being dicks.
Yes. So, you deal with modern languages. You could name a dinosaur something. In the scientific name for a species is supposed to be descriptive of the species. So it doesn't work if the word you use to describe the species changes meaning in a couple hundred years. So that's why dead languages are used. The problem I have with West Taiwan is every time a scientist from West Taiwan discovers a dinosaur and is the first person to write about it, it is named in modern Chinese. And that irritates me. Like, if they had dug up some past
Dialect that nobody uses anymore, it'd be fine.
Yeah, we'll use the term dialect because Chinese is definitely not a family of languages. It is one single language. I can get into that one. Why the Chinese government likes to specify that in a bit. But if they'd done that, that would be acceptable. But they don't do that. They use modern Chinese, name the thing in modern Chinese, and it kills me inside. Like, it is wrong. That is not what you should be doing. Yeah, another thing that has driven me a little bit insane is there have been a couple scientists who have named a dinosaur after someone they know. It's not a huge deal, but it irritates me. It's like Leonosaurus.
Oh no, you don't.
What does your niece have to do with this animal?
Oh no, you don't, you little. Okay, what do you need to stop beating yourself up on the cage? Oh, you're pretty.
Oh yeah. Let me get a look at this guy.
Wait a second. Why am I hearing a phone? Why am I hearing a phone?
Maybe
Dinosaur?
Please tell me that is a fucking Easter egg they put in this game. It's like some of the predatory dinosaurs will randomly have a phone noise coming out of their stomach.
Let's tranquilize you before you cause any more harm to yourself or others.
But yeah, that's my problem with West Taiwan when it comes to dinosaurs specifically. I have a lot of other problems with West Taiwan, but that's another rant for another day.
Its stomach is ringing! Its stomach is ringing!
Yeah, if you were to bring out the Old Norse language that is dead, you could do that. If you were to bring out Old English that is dead, you could name a dinosaur in that, and that would be just fine. You could name any species of any living organism in any dead language, and that is perfectly okay.
It has, when it's sedate, it swallowed a phone. The little fucker swallowed a phone!
Here, Jess. Yeah, that was actually, I didn't mean to smack you with that. Lay down.
Found
there you go. Good
with
girl.
something from Norse. Yes, if you're using the primary thing is the language you use must be deceased.
Yeah. Like, you grab Old Gaelic, that's fine. You grab Old English, that's fine. Or Middle English, that is also fine. It should be noted Shakespeare.
Phone.
Yeah,
You
it should be
little
noted.
shit.
Yeah. It should be noted that the language you hear being spoken in, like, Shakespeare is actually modern English, so that is not fine. But yeah, any modern language is unacceptable. Any dead language is acceptable.
The Spino, I think, is the one that swallowed the phone. Well, it swallowed somebody who had the phone, and people kept trying to call them. Well, no, my concern is that this animal has its mouth and part of its nose submerged. It's like...
Oh, yeah.
I can hear it ringing! Its stomach is ringing, and this brings me joy, for reasons I cannot explain.
It's a great Easter egg to an iconic part of one of the movies that's mildly amusing.
Oh, that's great. That's not a Spino, though. Yeah, it's an Allosaur.
It's Albertosaur. It is
Albertosaur.
an Albertosaur. Yeah. The Albertosaur had swallowed somebody who had a phone, and apparently this will happen occasionally.
Alrighty.
But that's my problem with West Taiwan when it comes to dinosaurs. What I was talking about with the language dialect thing, that yes, the dinosaur staring down the people in Jurassic Park 3 was a power move. But what I was talking about with the language dialect thing with
Oh my Christ.
West Taiwan
What now?
is West
Oh,
Taiwan
it's
has
the Herrerasaurs.
West Taiwan has, in order to expand its borders, used the "they speak Chinese" as an excuse to just take places and say that it's part of China now.
Okay. Albertosaur is ready to be returned to his house.
Yeah. And in order to do that, they have expanded the definition of what
Chinese is.
speaking, of Chinese is. So they will have what they call dialects that are about as similar to each other as English is to German.
They have the same linguistic root, but one can't really very easily understand the other.
Yeah, like you hear a German person smile at you and wave at 6 a.m. Be like, "Guten Morgen." You're gonna figure out what he said pretty easily. That's about as far as you're gonna get.
Okay, now let's see. Who else is on the bring in list? We've got
But
3 Metriacanths, 2 Krylophosaurs, and 2 Allosaurs. Let's bring in the Krylophos. Is at least 50%. At least 50% are awesome. Considering how 90% of his plays could have had their plots resolved. Yup. There is now one small problem.
Shakespeare was very good at making the idiot plot. What is your problem now? What'd you mess up?
Oh, nothing's been messed up. It's just figuring out where to put people is gonna get tight. Actually, no, wait, I can just make I can just narrow down.
Yeah.
I can just narrow down roads.
Susan, I
Yes?
just want to say,
Yeah?
the way you organize parks hurts my soul.
I get it. It's not well.
Yes, it's very not well.
I have ADHD. What do you want from me?
I have ADHD too. That's not an excuse.
I never said it was. It's an explanation.
Not an acceptable one.
Nobody ever said it had to be an acceptable explanation. Just an explanation.
Yeah. Maybe someday I too shall start some kind of streaming thing.
I gotta take. Hey. I like to think I'm doing a pretty good job. Just don't pay too close attention to how I drive in computer games.
I think it's one of those deals where it's very clear that you have no plan in mind of what you're doing with these enclosures.
It's called have space for them. So I'm assuming
You're
why
not-
there's a war in my part of the world right now.
What part of the world are you in, Simon?
He's Swedish.
Oh, he's sweet. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I would say, yeah, I all I got to say is, shoot more Ruskies.
A war that the instigator is losing. Yup.
As long as he does not think it is worth risking pressing a big red button of any sort. Because, the loss of human life is not going to be a big concern for him. Putin does not strike me as a person who cares much about the moral implications of using biochem or nuclear weapons. And that's bad.
Okay.
He strikes me
Here
as
we
more the
go.
person of... He strikes me more as the kind of person who is questioning about whether or not he can get away with it.
And the answer hopefully should be no. Also, sir, what the shit?
Should be and is are two different things. America's state of division is a weakness upon the entire planet at this point. I think that anyone who's outside of America should take note and begin working on being less dependent on America for defense.
Okay.
We're very good at being the big stick, but we're about to start beating ourselves with that big stick.
Okay. You want something to eat.
Yes, he probably does. Come to think of it, so do I.
Plop.
I have chicken tendies somewhere.
Operative word being somewhere, I imagine.
Probably in the fridge.
Sorry
As that is
about
where I
what
store
my
things.
avatar is doing in the stream right now.
No, we find it amusing.
And you also desire a pond. Behold, pond. Now, where the hell are you so I can see if you're happy or not? Yay, you're happy! Please stay that way. I had enough issues with the raptors. Oh, Jesus! No longer a problem. Doo-da, doo-da. Everything's fine.
It was amusing back in Operation Genesis. It was kind of funny. They had a reference where you could find Velociraptor fossils in Montana.
I don't understand.
Well, here's the thing. If you pay attention to the movie, you will note that Dr. Alan Grant was digging up Jurassic Velociraptor fossils in Montana.
Is that not where they usually go?
No, Velociraptors are in Mongolia.
Well, to be fair, the Velociraptor in movie and actual Velociraptors are nowhere near the same animal.
Yes, this is actually a reference to a little bit of confusion that happened between the book and real world stuff. See, Michael Crichton had talked to paleontologists and were working with paleontologists when making the book, right? He's very big on scientific accuracy in his books. He's really good on that.
Yeah, hence why he changed the books around Hence why he shifted some stuff around when it came out that what he thought was accurate was in fact not.
Exactly. And now, when he was doing this, he was talking to the person who had originally discovered Deinonychus, which is much closer to the Jurassic Park
Animal.
raptor size.
Although there are some also speculations that Achillobator was also involved.
Yes. Really, when you get to the size, they're the ones in the movies, at least, are more Utah raptor size. The ones in book, I think, are closer to Deinonychus actual size.
Yeah.
Now, here's the fun part. Deinonychus was not originally named Deinonychus. If I recall correctly, Deinonychus and Velociraptor the timing on their discovery of the two species was such that the papers getting written about them was happening at the same time.
So
The scientists who were writing both papers,
So there was
they were simultaneously named Velociraptor. Yes.
That entertains me.
Yes. It turned out that the paper for Velociraptor was published first. So
that's what he
Velociraptor
went
kept
with.
its name. Well, no. Velociraptor, the Mongolian. Yeah, the Mongolian Velociraptor got the name first because it was the one that was published first.
Oh, you're
Officially-
pretty.
What one is it?
Look at that.
Oh yeah, the Albertosaurus in the game is lovely. And I'm glad I have someone who can appreciate the beauty of these animals, because a lot of people just see big scaly thing and they don't see how.
So, where did Ariana go on her vacation? I haven't decided on that yet, actually.
Bone Stand Spawn Resort in the Reptile Kingdom.
Well, considering that she was doing some research on the Reptile Kingdom, that's actually probably a fairly accurate guess.
Yes, and there may or may not be a up-and-coming series of Ariana and a druid from the Reptile Kingdom discussing various species of Momono, and potentially even non-Momono.
That are native to the Reptile Kingdom. Or is that red? It's hard to see with this lighting. Let's go back and look at them. Where are you? Where are you, big guy?
Well, first off, that wasn't an Allosaurus, that was the Albertosaurus.
Oh.
Correct? From Alberta, Canada.
Looks like greenish blue, light brown, and dark brown.
Lovely animal. But, shit. But yeah, so Deinonychus ended up getting renamed to Deinonychus, whereas the Velociraptor got to keep its name. And that is why the scientific inaccuracy of the Velociraptor being studied in Montana happened, because Deinonychus is actually from Montana.
And the two species were named the same thing at the same time, but one dude got their paper out 24 hours quicker.
Yep, and
it's like that freaking race to the patent office or some shit.
It really is, like, a lot of ways,
oh good, you caught
paleontology. In a lot of ways, paleontology is actually kind of competitive like that. Like, Marsh and Cope, I despise those two people. They are a fucking disgrace. But that was pretty much what those two were all about, was they were constantly competing over discovering new dinosaurs.
And would resort to blowing shit up.
And yes, at one point they resorted to using dynamite to sabotage another man's dig site.
Let's talk that back up before any of the animals notice.
And then one of them did.
That's just in that's just in the mobile game.
Asset has been transported.
Then
Asset transported.
one of them did a sin unforgivable. He lied in a scientific paper. Bastard.
The stakes are as high as they've ever been, if I'm not mistaken. And
How would Michael Crichton? How would he fare in the Reptile Kingdom? I don't. I mean, he's a dude. He's a writer. It's not like he's like he's not like Steve Irwin.
Who would probably have a blast.
I mean, Michael Crichton, I imagine he would be interested, but he would very definitely be on the guarded traveling convoys, not the guy who's braving the wilderness on his own 2 feet,
That would be
because
Steve.
that would be Steve-O, who in Reptile Kingdom lore may or may not have ended up becoming a minor deity of animal conservation and wildlife after his death.
Oh, good. There's a gate. I was slightly concerned I hadn't put a gate on here. After a bit, wasn't it determined that one sauropod was basically another animal of the same species, where the head had
What?
gotten stuck on the ass by mistake?
No, it was worse. What had happened
Was the head stuck on
was-
the butt on purpose?
My job is to make
Let me
these
explain.
animals have the best care.
What had happened
Let come
was, I want to say it was Cope, not Marsh. Might have been Marsh. Discovered, quote unquote, Brontosaurus, which quickly became one of the most famous sauropods ever. His discovery consisted of him taking an apatosaur skeleton and then putting the head of a Camarasaurus on the
On
putting the head
tail
of
end?
the Camarasaurus. Well, he didn't put it on the tail end. He put it on. He rearranged the vertebrae to make it seem like it wasn't an apatosaur skeleton. So he used tail vertebrae in the neck and neck vertebrae in the tail. It was still on the front of the rest of the skeleton.
That must have looked weird.
Well, obviously the whippy tip was not used. I don't know if they had those bones yet to really identify the whippy tip.
Or they were or the bones involved were so delicate that they couldn't.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like this was back in old timey paleontology days. So this was it was really difficult to get the smaller bones out, and it was really difficult to preserve them and even identify them. Oh yeah, that was Plesiosaurus who got the tail and
The butt
neck.
confused. Who got the head and
Which-
the butt end scrambled.
Which, I will be honest, given how long the neck is and how short the tail is, that is actually an understandable mistake.
Yeah, it's just, let's put the head there. Sir, that's the butt.
Well, I mean, you look at most animals, the neck is, especially reptiles, the neck is a lot
stubby.
shorter than the tail. So the idea of, so you have this aquatic animal with a super long neck, no one actually expects it to be like that. That's what makes Plesiosaur something that is really unique and interesting, is that it has that long neck. So it's just one of those deals where, like, when they did that, they were just kind of following what they would have expected it to be.
Hey!
No, I did not. When was this that they discovered that Elasmosaur skeleton?
I think it might have been pretty recent?
It probably is.
Elasmosaur is a type of plesiosaur.
Yes, one of the bigger ones, actually. Elasmosaur is a big deal. It's one of the famous plesiosaurs. Okay. Yeah, that was definitely a recent discovery.
Yeah. And it's cool that they were able to find a complete one. Are
Well-
you going to move? Oh my Christ!
I love how I'm viewing this, like, briefly behind everything. So I'm getting yet I'm on the actual call that you're recording, so I'm getting what you're saying before you have the meltdown. Before I can actually see what you're having the meltdown over.
Allosaur, no! No!
Ah, yes, Allosaur is being Allosaur.
Stop that!
Ooh, very fancy.
At task. Repair the fence. Did anybody get eaten? No? Okay, good. Alright. Back in you go, you little shits.
En route to pick up the asset.
In the article of your channel, the Discord rep. Okay, so now you know where to go to look for it.
Yeah, I saw that already. Thank you, Caddy. But, yeah. So I have to wonder, are they using the European Allosaur or the American Allosaur?
There may or may not be Let's try and get a closer look. Once they're moved back into the enclosure.
I don't think I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. The big difference between the European and American is the size. So unless there was something to compare size to, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. The European, it was interesting. There is another large predator that shared territory with the
Even on the islands,
Allosaurus, called Torvosaurus. In Europe, the Allosaurs were smaller, so the Torvosaur was predominant over the Allosaurs there. The Allosaurs were the smaller, weaker predator, and they had to give ground to the Torvosaurus. In America, it was inverted because the Allosaurs were bigger.
Okay, something's bothering you, and it's not me.
No,
So, what gives?
this park.
Being not every Allosaurus is Big Al.
Final stop. Is it? No, of course it's not. How could it be?
I like the joke, though.
It's too dangerous to have these animals this close to civilization.
They go, we go.
You mean that? You realize what you're saying?
Well,
There we go.
I know you, Claire.
And I can run on this boat without hurting me.
Which is it? Never do that. And neither can I. These animals are a destiny that we can't escape. Not just you and me, everyone. It's something the Earth needs to come to.
I mean, you should have expected
Yeah,
me
we
to get the
either make
reference.
this
Baby.
Also,
Right,
I
or the
apologize to
dinosaurs.
staff for you guys
They'll
getting
make
the
it theirs.
ever-loving shit scared out of you. Mission complete, California! Woohoo! What's next?
Yeah, Yosemite. Huh. From the language of the Miwok tribe, it means the
Was
valley
that a
of the
bird
pillars.
or a
Fitting, isn't
or a
it?
flappy lizard?
The strong prey on the weak. The hunter and the hunted constantly optimizing.
That's a
their
very good
size,
question.
their appearance,
Hello,
their strength,
Brachiosaur.
their vision,
Oh, that is a flappy
their
lizard.
speed, the mind becoming ever better.
Well, as long as the flappy lizard is not where it's being a problem.
Evolution is a never-ending arms race that continues to this day. That's life.
Hello, Triceratops.
And now dinosaurs have returned to the valley.
Of course, Nanosaurus has recently caught my interest.
Oh?
It's a Tyrannosaurid.
No, the question is,
Okay.
Notable
will they
Notable because it lived in Alaska.
Well, to be fair, depending on the era in which it lived, Alaska might have been far more inhabitable.
It was further north then than it is now.
Mr.
So, no.
Tyrannosaur, what are you doing? Well done on completing campaign mode. Why not try Chaos Theory Jurassic Park next? Oh, cool!
Go
You
for
finished the campaign mode. Let's give Chaos Theory a try.
Yep. So, Nanosaurus was basically the polar bear T-Rex.
We've got
It was fluffy.
We've got Jurassic Park San Diego, Isla Sorna, Jurassic World, and Return to Isla Nublar, and I would need to get a expansion DLC for Dominion.
I mean, yeah,
Let's
you'll
start.
probably see about it.
Let's start at the beginning, shall we?
Yes, making Jurassic Park not a failure. First off, hire more IT guys.
Second, pay your IT more.
Well,
Like,
That discovery
I'm pretty. Wasn't Dennis Nedry actually pretty? If I remember right, Dennis Nedry was actually
for a while,
decently paid.
we
It's
thought
just
that this
he was one
was
guy
the
running that
closest
entire
to
fucking park by
dinosaurs.
himself.
Yeah, and that's why he was
Turns
saying
out-
either hire more people or pay me more.
Years of
Yeah.
research into how to complete the DNA
And
sequence
Hammond
for
wouldn't do
dinosaurs
that, and as a
led us to
result, we
this.
got the shit show that resulted in the movie. Apparently, also in the books, the
Anything seen on
lawyer
this planet.
actually has a few levels in Badass and makes it to the end of the film.
Jurassic
I mean, yeah, in the books, the characters were completely different. Like,
someone like
the
in there to temper some
the
of
kids
that
were
gravity.
inverted in the movies. So like
For
the
Jurassic Park to
the
succeed,
child was a dinosaur nerd,
it's
like the
safe.
the daughter was a dinosaur nerd, and the son
This
was
is the adventure
less interested. The
we don't want it to be their last.
Alan Grant was like paleo Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, he
Barrel.
was a badass.
He was
Hammond
like a barrel-chested, bearded Indiana Jones paleontologist, and he like actually liked the kids.
Yeah. Hammond was an ass in the book. Yes! And he got what was coming to him.
This is a
Yeah, it was hilarious because it was actually right when they were getting the park back under control, and Hammond had thought, "Yes, I had won."
And then he
then-
fell down
but
a
he had-
hill, busted his ankle, and then the compies ate him.
no longer confined.
Yeah, he had tripped, twisted his ankle, was hobbling back, and he saw the compies, and he's like, "Okay, well they're harmless. They only go after injured prey. They don't go after you unless you're like sick or clearly sick or injured." And then he starts hobbling and realizes,
The world will be
Oh shit. And then they start to eat him.
of the
"Oh yeah, that's another thing. The compies are venomous in the books."
Park is closed.
Ah, good. Glad to see
No,
you.
Ned. I'm not putting Nedry in charge of anything. I'll hire more guys, and I'll find a guy who is as good, if not better, than Nedry, but Nedry's not in charge of shit.
Ah, they're using Santa Claus, Hammond. Good to know.
Yeah, they're not going to use Book Hammond in this. Movie Hammond is the famous Hammond, so
Yeah.
Movie Hammond is the one they're using.
Yeah, movie Hammond is what everybody's familiar with. Much more enjoyable with someone who abandoned the kids. Muldoon survives the ordeal with the raptors, and Wu gets eaten by the raptors. That brings me such joy.
We will need to prep the facility for the dinosaurs.
Well, actually, the movies had a comic series afterwards where Muldoon actually survived the raptor attacks.
Yeah, Muldoon survives
was
the
on the
ordeal with the
island.
raptors.
I can see
Yeah, he was actually surviving on the island for a while as a badass. Of course, in the books, they did the Puerto Rican government did a fucking napalm strike and just hosted the island. So, yeah, that regardless of what happened, nobody's surviving that.
Actually... Let me... grab that.
It irritates me that I can't arrange stuff on the park as I see fit.
Yeah, this irritates me as well.
But hey, maybe for you it won't be such a terrible thing. You're bad at organizing parks.
Hey! You're not wrong, though.
Don't worry, when I'm in charge, it'll be much better.
And a science center. Where do you want me to put that? Why do you want me to put it over here?
They make weird decisions. I think they're trying to make it movie accurate to the book/movie.
Jurassic Park has a top geneticist. Top. Dr. Henry Wu. I should expect that you'll be meeting him soon. That is, if you haven't already.
I'm settled in and ready to get started. So if we're to get the dinosaurs we want, we first need a hatchery. If you could construct one, then my staff and I can get to work.
Well, the thing is, this assumes that the fourth wall.
How is Jurassic Park franchise view? Oh, there isn't a Jurassic Park franchise in the Reptile Kingdom. Uh, the Reptile King traverses the multiverse, so he himself is aware of the Jurassic Park franchise. Probably has the movies and books stored somewhere in his castle.
But are they publicly viewable? No.
Nah.
Created one of the most memorable lines in cinematography as spoken by Muldoon.
Clever girl.
Yep. As well as hold on to your butts, spoken by that one dude whose name I can't remember. I think he survives. He was Nedry's supervisor.
Oh, also in the book, there was a raptor that was pumped full of chameleon DNA, so it could also cloak and hide. And somehow the children befriended it.
That's concerning.
Yes. Yeah, there was actually several raptors that had several odd mutations because of the
fuckery afoot.
Yeah, the genetic fuckery. Because in the book, they used random reptile and amphibian DNA, not just other, not just everybody else. Well, it is being in the reptile kingdom. It is there are animal splicing and genetic fuckery going on in the reptile kingdom. It's more the Magitech alchemical style of it than the sterile lab.
93.
But like, there is an Indominus Rex Momono for a reason.
And not just the fact that these dinosaurs were freaking psychos.
Oh yeah, the Momono is a total yandere. See, if I remember right, one of the things that was identified was the Indominus Rex has both the instincts of a Tyrannosaur and a raptor.
Which at the time were believed to be both contrasting solitary and pack hunters. In fact, modern fossil evidence does indicate that modern paleontological evidence indicates that T-Rexes did live and hunt in small family groups.
It's one of those things that T-Rex's pack hunting is one of those things that's debated and argued over. Some people say that they lived in family groups and hunted in family groups. Others say that they formed family groups while child rearing and then separated once the child was an adult. And others say it was not a family. They didn't have family groups. It's just
coincidental.
One of those things. Yeah, it's just one of those things that's just hotly debated.
Let's get that task started.
So, yeah, the Indominus is in Jurassic World and in the Reptile Kingdom. They are driven a little bit insane by the hyper-territorial instinct of the giant super predator and the hyper-pack instinct of the small, not super predator.
So they are
Yeah.
Honey,
And
your phone? And he's unconscious.
poke him with a stick. So, do you have a stick to poke him with?
No.
Why not? I have a stick by my bed, specifically to poke people with.
Well, we just moved, hence the lack of stick.
Okay, well, you need to acquire a stick post-haste.
Yes. You'll be able to browse the batch and select which eggs to incubate.
That is a feature I do enjoy about this game, is the ability to pick your eggs.
Every precaution has been taken.
I wish it allowed for selective breeding. That would be awesome.
Best chance at success.
Like you could just breed for certain traits.
We'll continue to learn.
Like, because when you clone dinosaurs,
Yes, of course.
you don't always get all the traits that you're cloning into them.
Every dinosaur
Yeah.
carries a
It would be
certain
really interesting to take dinosaurs you have already cloned and put out in the enclosure and select,
Pair them with other ones.
yes, and let the traits go down the family tree.
And see what occurs.
amendment.
1 second,
Yeah.
though. I'm gonna mute my headset real quick. I need to make a phone call.
Enthusiastically.
Okay. We're actually drawing close to my bedtime. I will soon have to return to my eternal slumber. So, chat. How's life? And or undeath? I don't judge. Yes, I do say that, Bean. Crap, System's got 333 subscribers. That's more than I thought.
I'm back. So, what's up?
Nothing. I was just noticing that you are in the triple digits on subscribers, and I did not realize that.
Yeah, we did a 300 subscriber special a few months ago.
Damn. I had no idea.
It's alright, it's alright. Yeah, just had to take a phone call real quick.
Yep.
Movie Hammond would probably think Book Hammond got what was coming to him, but would only say it after having had a few pulls of whiskey.
Yeah, that would be an accurate description.
Rest.
Or actually, no.
Rest.
He might just say it straight up. Because let's be real, Book Hammond was flat out willing to kill his niece and nephew.
To let the grandchildren.
To let the grandkids. To let the grandkids die. He was more than happy to let the raptors have them.
So this selected animal, I selected it because it had the fewest detrimental traits.
Yeah, you're gonna need to get more than one out there.
I will.
That is gonna be an unhappy camper very shortly.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure Movie Hammond would flat out say that Book Hammond was a monster and needed to die.
Okay,
I can see that.
But he would not say it in front of the children.
Yeah, probably not in front of the kids.
Where did you go? Where did you go? There you are.
Who summons me on the Discord? Oh.
Okay, you need more forest. I will make sure you have I will make sure you have plenty of ground cover to be happy.
Hey, Susan.
What?
You mind taking a moment off the game and looking at
Looking at
the
something?
yeah, looking on the Discord.
Okay, what's up?
Yeah, it's in the Bean is asking a channel, asking a question on the generals meeting table.
Okay.
Okay, good. She paused the game. That's helpful. So, chat.
Okay. Game is not paused.
I thought I saw timers that were not moving.
Oh, I might have actually paused it.
Yeah.
Alright. Where is our current little buddy? Oh, I'm sorry you're sad. I'll get you some water and some food.
And a goat's face to rip off, because let's be honest, that needs to be, he's gonna need that.
There we go. That should keep you happy until you're little. Alright, let's have a looky-loo. Oh, great. All of you are problem children!
Pick the one that's not aggressive. Intolerant, aggressive.
This one is more likely to attack ranger teams, though.
Yeah.
This one
It's
isn't.
gonna be. It's gonna be one of those deals where the
we have to pick and choose.
Yeah, you're playing through the very beginning when they have no idea what the fuck they're doing
So
when they're cloning these dinosaurs.
Let's just go for the one that's less likely to try and consume the ranger team.
Yes. Or hire expendable ranger team members.
No. Bad rep. Operations. Response facility. Let's put that...
Yes, you're going...
Let's put that fairly close by.
Now, it'd probably be handy.
Don't make me get the rolled up newspaper.
Bean, you know I would take it away from you and beat you with it. Like, you know how our relationship is. I'm gonna take it away, and I'm gonna smack you with it.
Let's see. Ross. Everyone. Release the scaly little kraken.
Yes, it is something that Book Hammond would do. But not in front of reporters.
Even with Dr. Wu's assurances, we'll want the proper response.
I have not read it.
Anything will go wrong.
I have not read it, Caddy.
Erring on the side
You
of
do
caution.
that, and I will
Start with
take the
ranger
stick I am
post,
currently
then
holding
inside
and
the
beat you with
Velociraptor
it.
enclosure, then create a response facility.
Actually,
From
no.
there, assign a ranger
I'm just gonna
post
smoke the
post.
crap out of you. I will put you in the front leaning rest until you cry.
Ranger Team 1. Alright, men. There you go.
We need the animals comfortable in their enclosures. The less they feel stress over their captivity, the more they'll begin to act within their expected behaviors. This is better for them and obviously better for us.
Okay,
Check on the raptors'
good.
welfare and remember, they're still getting
Now,
Sure.
Caddy, I do want you to keep in mind that if I ever get around to,
Okay.
There isn't much entertainment
Good
and
luck making the
educational
walk.
value in the park if our visitors cannot see our dinosaurs. I mean, what's the point, really, if not to see these majestic animals up close?
Well, we can construct viewing
So be it,
areas that
Bean.
should provide the guests
So
with
be
what
it.
they're after, John.
They won't believe
I'll have my
their
I'll
eyes.
have my father
Which
smoke
is
the shit out of you.
exactly what we want.
Precisely my thoughts as well.
Sorry.
And why they'll want to keep coming
You will
back
never
time and
outrank
time
that
again
man,
to Jurassic Park.
and you know
Our
it.
dinosaurs offer priceless memories for a reasonable fee.
Ah, yes. Now you're getting it.
That's right, Bean. I have learned my father's lesson well. I will always win because I cheat.
Okay.
That's cool, Caddy. I'll probably have to wait till tomorrow to read it.
We need to get a paleo-medical facility
Sleep will
in place
soon demand
to
my
ensure that
attention.
sick or injured dinosaurs can be taken care of.
Ugh.
That's a good idea. We need to keep our dinosaurs healthy.
Why?
That and beating. What? What happened?
Why are you two picking a fight with each other, you little shits? Okay, you seem to have
Well.
decided to stop now.
Ah. Yeah, they're occasionally going to square up at each other in like snarl and hiss before
We can send out
deciding to not do it.
gather fossils, but what we really need is for you.
You're going to need to get the raptor genome as complete as possible
These new fossils gathered in the field and rebuild it
before,
even more
you know.
diverse set of dinosaur genome sequences.
Shit gets wild.
This should be your priority.
Yeah. I mean, it's already kind of getting wild, but yeah, the raptor genome is going to need to be completed, and you're going to want to see about taming them down a little bit, getting them a little bit less grumpy.
Less aggro, more friend.
Especially since the game is going to want to have you run a one of those Jeep rides through the enclosure.
It wants me to do what?
Yeah.
Is the game daft?
Yes. Keep in mind, Hammond is running the show here. And even
Milo,
though
Paris,
movie
Theo.
Hammond is a nicer guy, he's still stupid. Yes.
Human. Ah, yes. Someone who agrees with me. This is some freaky shit.
Like I said, this is still being run by Hammond, and even if movie Hammond is a nicer guy, he's still an idiot.
Idiot doesn't think things through quite well. 601, half a dozen of the other.
Though I will give Book Hammond this: he does have a tiny elephant.
That's actually kind of adorable.
Yes, it was a very unhappy tiny elephant.
Oh.
But it was how. Yeah, it was how he got funding for the park. As he went to the InGen board members, and he showed them an elephant that he was carrying around in a cat carrier. He's like, if we can do this, we can make dinosaurs. And they're just like, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you're right.
Here's fuck. Alright, here's fuck you money.
Yeah, here's a big fuck off check. Fuck off and make the park. Now the elephant did have health problems. It was prone to nasal infections, and it had sinus problems, and it was just the angriest little tiny elephant you have ever seen. I can imagine it's one of those deals where it knew something was wrong with it. It was not happy.
Okay. What are your preferences in regards to the number of creatures that live with you?
Well, in terms of non-raptor things, its preferences are
Very
probably
little.
small. Yeah. In terms of raptor things, its preferences are probably a lot.
Basically, I was trying to check its preferred pack size.
Ah. But yeah, no. I'm be real. If I was running the show at Jurassic Park / Jurassic World, every raptor would have a handler who hand raises the thing and is with it at all times and just works with it. It would learn the meaning of friend.
Firmly.
Yeah, if anyone is familiar with like the Canine Good Citizenship Award, these raptors would be earning that. I understand that's not accurate to how it would have behaved in the wild. No, it's not. It doesn't have a wild anymore.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, it doesn't have a wild anymore. All right, this isn't like animals we have in a zoo where we're trying to keep it where we can reintroduce it to its natural habitat and it be able to live a life and be able to support the.
All of
Yes,
that.
he is. Yes, Owen Grady and the Raptor Squad are referenced in the Reptile Kingdom Raptor profile. So while they are referenced in the profile, and that does make them canon to the Reptile Kingdom, that doesn't mean any other things within.
Why are you rubbing your
Reptile
face
Kingdom
on the
is.
ground?
I presume you're speaking to either child or cat.
No, I'm talking to the raptor. The kid's out of the house and the cat's hiding under the bed, not speaking to me.
Oh. The raptor's probably has an itchy face.
Oh. And it can't really itch its face with its hands because
Knives.
ow.
Yes.
View fossils.
Fossils are great. Everyone likes fossils. If you don't like fossils, you're not American. If you don't like fossils, you're a failure of a human being.
Okay, that's gonna be cooking for about 30 seconds.
That's gonna take forever. Jeez.
Let's try and bring in another,
Another bitey boy?
yeah, that way there's like a little trio of the little guys.
Oh, no. I approve of your original language. Given how these guys have been turning around, I think it's accurate.
Ah, so you think it's accurate to call them little shits?
At this point, yes. Excuse me while I poke my dog with a stick.
Release a new herbivore into an enclosure. I want to observe these animals in the wild. I mean, as wild as we will allow.
Okay, so... This one, Okay, this one's got 2 good traits to balance out the bad trait, so I don't mind keeping it.
What are its traits?
It's got the aggressive trait, but it's also got the social and fit traits, which are either neutral or positive. Also, good morning! So that's why I'm thinking we keep that one.
Ah, yes. This is going to be the alpha of the pack and is going to basically rally them in becoming Raptor Hitler.
You said it, not me.
I mean, he's social, so this is going to be the charismatic Raptor. He's fit, so he's going to be able to take charge. And he's aggressive, so he is full of hate. Yeah, I can see that. Monster Musume does touch on Monster Girl integration with society. You missed us talking about Raptor Hitlers, Bean. No, I will not be explaining it.
What was that noise?
Yes, Bean. What is indeed what you're going to be thinking? What noise, Susan?
I just heard a weird noise. Don't worry about it.
Was it the Basil Geese theme?
Maybe? I don't know.
Okay, cool. Yes, Bean. Like I said, I'm not explaining Raptor Hitler to you. You're just going to have to sit there and be confused. And I'm going to delight in that fact.
Now, a lot of dinos are probably going to come into here.
Yep. Don't you run into Basil before you run into Devil Joe in the game, though?
Kinda. And out you go.
There he goes. The prodigal son. Mumsy just hurt himself again.
How? What did he do this time?
I don't know. He's currently cussing about it, though.
Oh.
Hold on. I just turned up the volume. What did you just say, Mumsy? Your ancestors are looking down on you with...
Concern.
We'll call it concern, yes.
Okay, that's gonna be doing its thing for a hot minute.
So, Susan, would you like for me to, explain
What has he done to himself?
why Mumsy is cussing?
What has he done to himself?
He is happily saying that nobody can hear him, so it doesn't matter, but, I'm about to ruin that for him by explaining it to the entire stream. He slammed his pee-pee on the toilet.
I think every guy has done that at least once in their lives.
Yes, but for me it was more a matter of breaking the toilet than my pee-pee.
What am I going to do with any of you? What am I gonna do with any of you?
Have a lot of fun. That's what you're gonna do.
Uh-huh.
I know the
Well,
sir dumbass.
less car door and more toilet seat lid. Mums, I know you can hear me, but the only reason I laugh is because
It's fucking hilarious.
If I don't, there's just it's just one of those, if you don't laugh, you just sit there slowly questioning reality. I think we've all. Just, oh. Oh,
New
ow.
bottom surgery is not
Ow.
that, but I have gotten it stuck in a zipper.
You take a rest.
Am I the only person here who is careful with his pee-pee?
Well, I don't have one, so
Yeah, you don't count.
fair enough.
And hey, and Susan, this is a modern world, all right?
Fair enough. we will not.
Mums-
We will not mention this tomorrow, just to keep his dignity more intact than it is. Oh, trust me, I think some small part of Mums has quietly sacrificed his dignity.
I don't think Mums has a dignity.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Okay, that was a good one, Mumsy. I'll give you that.
If he.
I'm not going to explain the joke to anyone, just so they can sit there wondering. But it was a good joke on Mumsy's part.
Okay. Now we've got 3 of them.
Triceratops horridus.
Ground fiber. As you wish.
They are Munchie Boys.
With so many moving parts, I want to make sure we don't lose sight of our reason for being on the island in the first place.
I mean,
Dinosaurs. They're
I've been bitten by worse.
in our hands, and now they rely on us for their continued existence. This is our responsibility, and one we cannot take lightly. I want you to be sure that our dinosaurs...
Yeah, there is a moderator voice chat where we discuss stuff and things. Occasionally have more than just one person on the chat while Susan is streaming. She just mutes the person who isn't co-hosting.
There you go. Now the nice Triceratopses are happy. Yay! Happy dinosaurs.
Yep. And with that, it is 2 p.m. my time, Susan, which is
Time for you to get some
Oh.
sleep.
yeah, it's about time for me to take a nappy before I have to go to work again. And-
Fair enough.
You know, I may have to end the lives of my coworkers.
If you do not
Or-
acquire sleep.
Yes. It's
testing
unlisted because
I'm
Susan.
checking out a new I'm testing out a new avatar, and I want to make sure it's got all of its moving parts working correctly before a public stream of it. And since it's been fairly thoroughly stress tested, I think we'll be good for a public stream at some point fairly soon. Yep. Anyways, thank you all very much. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon. I need to start getting ready to put dinner on.
Yeah, Mumsy did say that he thinks you need to work on the boobas. The jiggle is fine, but he would like to see a bit more of it.
I'll see what I can do. And we
I
will...
dare quite easily, Mumsy. I'm evil. Yes, but you can't prove that you didn't say it.
Okay, there we go. Thank you very much, everyone, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now.
Bye. I am a big shit.